Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's Jimmy Dore Show. I'm joined in the studio by hilarious comedian from Team Yasamura. And his McDonald's commercial is Robert Yasamura. Hey, Robert.
Ohio.
Also with us, hilarious comedian Hank Thompson. Hey, Hank. How are you?
Hello. I can also be seen at McDonald's, the one on Venice.
That's a good one. Let's get to the jokes before we get to the jokes, shall we? I don't know if you heard about the Breitbart having a little bit of controversy. Breitbart.com siding with Trump campaign over a violence incident against one of the Breitbart reporters. So Breitbart reporters, have you heard about this? They're quitting. Yeah, Ben Shapiro quit. Of course, the woman involved quit. I think 3 reporters have quit now from Breitbart. But I just went over there and checked their website, and the level of quality hasn't changed one bit. Hey, did you hear there's a word of a new Indiana Jones movie in 2019 is exciting.
Sure.
But if Trump is elected, the only way to tell the story will be through cave painting. Okay. Hey, Marco Rubio has left the race. Marco Rubio. He'll always be remembered as the one Republican who had the intellect to question the size of Trump's dick. Good for you, Marco. Hey! It's St. Patrick's Day. Today's March 17th. I'm recording this on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. I'm Irish.
The only holiday that features vomiting, to my knowledge.
Well, you haven't seen my family at Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
New Year's.
Arbor Day at my family, but,
Okay. But, there was a time when we Irish would have been the ethnic group Trump wanted to deport. But give him credit. Trump's a modern-day American bigot.
Yeah. I see signs in front of store windows that says, Irish, apply.
Apply. Come on in.
Things have gotten a little different.
Did you see the news conference Trump gave after Tuesday's election results? He had everybody out. It was good to see Trump being flanked by his sexist, C-word spewing campaign manager.
Sure.
And his good-for-nothing piece of shit son was by his side, too. So that's always good to see.
Was he holding up an elephant tail? During the entire campaign?
He was slicking his hair back the whole time. Trump wants to pay the legal fees of a guy who sucker punched a protester. You heard about that, right?
Sure.
And he said he's not going to do that. Instead, he's just going to set up a general fund for cowardly pieces of shit in need. Yes, sure, Trump's words incite violence, but they rarely incite journalism. The passionate hate that Trump brings out in people is kind of like how I feel when I'm watching vinyl. One day soon, people will watch World War II documentaries and say, I don't mean to be inflammatory, but this Hitler guy is almost as bad as Trump. Hey, be sure to tune in and watch the media take on Trump by airing his speeches unedited, then interviewing him on the phone at his convenience. Way to go, mainstream $1 million news media! Sarah Palin, back in the news. She was the one who posted a graphic of Gabby Giffords, Congressperson Gabby Giffords, with a rifle scope over her picture. She posted that. That was right before Gabby Giffords was actually shot. Sarah Palin put out a graphic, Gabby Giffords under a rifle scope. But just the other day, she gave a speech where she objected to the punk-ass thuggery of Trump protesters.
Yes, it's the protesters who are thugs.
Yeah. Between keeping a guy with the most votes from winning their nomination, plus blocking Obama's Supreme Court pick, the GOP is battling democracy on all fronts. Good for you, GOP. The press hyped the Iraq war for big ratings, and same thing with Donald Trump. If folks get hurt or die, so what? The mainstream media is the NRA of information. Ooh, that's a heavy joke.
Ouch.
That is a heavy joke. John Kasich won Ohio.
Yes.
John Kasich, I listened to his speech, his victory speech. John Kasich evokes an earlier political era when you could disagree with a GOP candidate without him necessarily making you sick to your stomach. Hey, Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland, friend of the show.
Got some jokes about him coming up later in the show.
Judge Merrick Garland.
Did you know that cable News aired John Kasich's speech in its entirety. Bernie Sanders' speech, not at all on Tuesday night. Yet Kasich's path to victory is still far more insurmountable than Bernie's. Not really a joke, more of an observation. All right, what's coming up on today's show? We're going to talk about the media bias against Bernie Sanders. We're going to talk about more horrible media stuff. We're going to talk about Chuck Todd's horrible job with Bernie Sanders. Plus, we got phone calls today from Herman Cain, Harrison Ford, and the oldest caveman to be discovered in history calls in today. Plus,
Peter King.
Plus, Peter effing King calls in today. Plus, a lot more. That's today on the Jimmy Dore Show.